Alright, 7.6b, same thing, we're talking about Pythagorean Theorem, but this time we're going to look at some word problems. So for number 1, a support wire on a TV tower is 90 meters long and meets the ground 35 meters from the center. So it's very important with these questions that I'm drawing a picture. And if I'm doing a section on Pythagorean Theorem, I already know what kind of triangle I'm going to have. I'm going to have a right triangle. So if I draw my right triangle off to the side, it says my support wire on a TV tower, that's going to be this diagonal wire going from the top of my tower to the ground. It says that's 90 meters long. And then it also says that it meets the ground 35 meters from the center of the base of the tower. So that means that if this is the base of my tower right here, my wire meets the ground 35 meters from that base. So this is going to be 35 meters. Now it wants to know what the height of the tower is. So that would be this side, my unknown right here. I'm going to call it x. So if we look at my drawing, my right triangle, this is the right angle. That would make my hypotenuse 90. So my C would be 90. That makes my other two sides, my A and my B. So now I can plug these into my Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So my A is just x, it's my unknown, I don't know what it is. B is 35 squared and C is 90. First I'm going to do those squares. So 35 squared gives me, well, I still have my x squared, plus 35 squared is 1,225. And then 90 squared is going to be 8,100. So if I'm solving for x here, I want to get x by itself. I want to move that 1,225 over to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to subtract from both sides. I'm going to rewrite it up here. So on the left side, all I have is x squared. And then on my right side, I have 8,100 minus 1,225, which gives me 6,875. Okay, my final step to get x by itself, I need to do the inverse. Inverse of square is square root. And when I do that, I get x is equal to 82.9 meters. Okay, let's look at number 2. What is the length of the diagonal of a rectangle? So I'm going to draw a rectangle to start off with. And my diagonal goes straight down the middle. So what is the length of a diagonal of a rectangle if its length is 8 centimeters and width is 4 centimeters? So my rectangle is 8 centimeters long and 4 centimeters wide. Well, if I look at my triangle inside my rectangle, I've got a right triangle right here with my right angle in the corner. My hypotenuse would be that unknown side, our x. So that is our C. And that makes my other two sides, my A and my B. So I have all three parts I need. I can plug them into my equation. A squared would be 4 squared plus B squared equals C squared, which is our unknown. 4 squared is 16. 8 squared is 81. And I don't know x squared still. If I combine these together on the left, 16 plus 81, I get 97. And my last step to get x by itself, I need to take the square root of 97. When I do that, I get x is equal to 9.8 centimeters. Okay, number 3, what is the area of triangle ABC? So from our last unit in chapter 6, we learned that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Here in my triangle, I know that my base is going to be 12, but I don't know what my height is. My height's unknown over here. So to find that unknown, my height, I need to use my Pythagorean theorem. Well, if this is across from my right angle, that makes 20 my C, and I've got my A and my B on the sides. So if I move this over a little bit, let's do our Pythagorean theorem over on this side. We get A squared, which is x, plus B squared equals C squared. Well, 12 squared is 144, and 20 squared is 400. To get x by itself, I need to subtract 144 from both sides. This gives me x squared on the left, and let's see, 400 minus 144 is 256. And then if I take the square root of both sides, I get x is equal to 16. So now, that's not my final answer this time. Now that I know my height is 16, I can plug it in and find my area. So I have 1/2 12 times 16, which gives me 96. And that is my final answer for the area of triangle ABC. Okay, last question. The door of Julia's apartment measures 7 feet high and 3 feet wide. So let's draw a door, 7 feet high and 3 feet wide. Julia would like to buy a square table that is 7 feet on a side. If the table cannot go through the door sideways, will it fit diagonally? So think about taking our table, trying to fit it through this door. If it doesn't fit straight up and down, she wants to slide it through diagonally through this space here. So we want to figure out how long this diagonal is and see if it's going to fit that 7 feet. So in order to find that length, we need to set up our Pythagorean theorem. This is our hypotenuse, so that's our C, our unknown, and our A and our B, which this bottom is 3 feet. That's the width of our door. So let's plug in A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 7 squared plus 3 squared equals C squared. I know 7 squared is 49. 3 squared is 9. 49 plus 9 gives me 58. And in order to get C by itself, I need to take the square root of both sides. When I plug in the square root of 58 into my calculator, I get C is equal to 7.6. And this is greater than 7 feet. So yes, our door will fit because the diagonal is greater than 7 feet.